Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University and Digital Comic of the Immortal Hulk issue number 33. Whoa! This is legacy number 750. They don't overcharge you like, usually DC is the one that's undercharging people, right? Nah, DC with their 750 issues like $10, here you go. And Marvel, they come up with the Immortal Hulk like, nah, we're just going to charge you an extra $2 for it. It's going to be a double-sized issue. There's maybe not quite as much in there, but nah, this is good enough. You know what I'm saying? Good enough. So legacy number 750, actual, cover price is 599, but cover issue number is 33. Oh, oh my God, this is one of the greatest freaking issues of the Hulk I've ever read in my entire life. Let's get talking about that. I'm going to go into a little bit of spoilers towards the end of this review. I'm just going to talk about the overview of the review of the issue first. I'll tell you when I'm going to break into spoilers. First, let's talk about who made this comic book because hot damn. And usually, I don't tell you the title of the Immortal Hulk comic book because it's going to wind up, spoiling something. That's the reason why the titles always come back at the end. And it's one of the few times when I like that the title is not at the beginning of the comic book. So, boom, this is what you got. This issue is called The Thoughtful Man. It's not spoiling anything, but when you find out who the thoughtful man is, whoo! Woo! So, this issue is called The Thoughtful Man. Al Ewing is the writer. There's the main story art by Joe Bennett doing the pencils. Roy Jose, Bellardino Bravo, and Mark Deering and Mark Morales doing the inks, and Paul Mounts doing the covers. The colors. There's the Mindscape sequence, which is an amazing sequence by Nick Pitara, who you might notice in there. There's a part where he gives a certain bit of respect to McGinnis in the book. Tell me if you spot it, because Nick Pitara did a freaking fantastic job there. Also, Michael Garland doing the colors in the Mindscape sequence. VC's Corey Petit does all the letters. Alex Ross does the main cover. This is what kills me about getting digital instead of going into the comic book store, because there's a whole bunch of amazing covers on here that I don't have my hands on. One of them is by Joe Bennett himself. Holy crap, Joe Bennett does a freaking cover for the Immortal Hulk. He deserves to be able to do a cover for the Immortal Hulk, damn it. So I'm like, it is awesome, and I'm so happy that this guy gets to do that. Actually, a whole bunch of people on that main cover. But anyway, we have Walter Simonson and Jason Keith does one also, which I kind of want that one too, man. And I'm not big on getting a whole bunch of variant covers, unless they're amazing. I need to see these. Holy crap, I need to see these. So the Immortal, or the Hulk in general, is created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Okay, let's get talking about this comic book, brah, because this is crazy. So we have Child Hulk inside the Mindscape. There's a couple things going on outside. Banner is dealing with some things with his new therapists, his old and his new therapist. But it's childlike Hulk who's got his own therapist inside the Mindscape. And wouldn't you know it, it's Gladiator Hulk. It's Worldbreaker Hulk. Okay, let's do this. So, GH, Gladiator Hulk, he's sitting there giving the rundown to Childlike Hulk. Hey, let me give you a tour of what this place is. All the things that are happening here. Goes over and pounds the crap out of the freshly chained up Devil Hulk. He's like, this guy ain't getting out again, that's for sure. Pounds the crap out of him. You get to see, sometimes in a child you have these amazing moments where you're like, this is actually the way that you heal. This is what you do. This is how you heal. You actually try and accept every part of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in a balance, but you accept every part of yourself. But that's not what a schizophrenic personality, whatever the appropriation is, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, that's not how the Hulk's mind works. So this is where it starts to get really cool, because he's showing him around. You get to see all these things, and you have to pay attention to so much that happens with the art here, because there's a lot going on. But he shows young Banner watching TV, and Banner specifically was hit by Zemo. Now, also, Joe Fixit was, put in amber because he was the first person to be affected. So Worldbreaker Hulk grabbed him real quick and put him away. He didn't put him in chains, though. Instead, he put him in amber. Now that has to do with something. There's a smell in the Mindscape air that childlike Hulk doesn't understand yet, but he recognizes it. All these things that are going to come out in the future, dude, like I'm saying, pay attention to this Mindscape. This is where Al Ewing in many ways is at his best because we don't see it coming, but it's there. So the one person that like basically Gladiator Hulk has been trying to clean up, the area, trying to clean up the Mindscape, putting. That's why you haven't seen me because I've been fantastic. You haven't seen me because I've been fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Um, the one thing he can't touch though is baby Bruce, young Bruce sitting in front of the TV. Childlike Hulk is like, what are all these toys? We didn't have toys. And he's just like, yeah, relax. Just, look, I can't seem to get my hands on Banner. I can't touch him. For some reason, I can't approach. You can. You can go right through all of this stuff. And that's actually what winds up happening. He's like, you see that light in that tunnel? I need you to go into that light. And we're thinking, this is dangerous. He's just setting him up, right? Kind of. When he goes through the light, that light is Bruce's mouth. He bursts right through Bruce's out of his throat, whatever, just rips him apart, and the husk of Bruce Banner is laying there while the childlike Hulk is angry. He's pissed, and he's standing right there, and he's telling them, he's talking to his child like, Hulk is Hulk. When Hulk say Hulk is Hulk, he mean Hulk is Hulk, not Zemu is Hulk. Big white guy is Hulk. No, Hulk is Hulk. Him tricking people, and it's like crazy, but still pay attention to what's being said because it's not that it's going to be important later necessarily, but it does give you an idea, a really good, version of Al Ewing's understanding of the childlike Hulk. And I'm down with this. Like I said, all of this is a psychological analysis of Bruce Banner, Bob Banner, right? What do you call it? So they go for a full frontal assault. His plan, the childlike Hulk's big plan, consists of only 2 words. It's not necessarily said, but you know what it is. Hulk smash. So they go full frontal against Dario Agger and his big building and whatnot, full of security guards and monsters, essentially. Agger, on his part, listen, this is what happens when you consider the short-term profit, like maximum short-term profit, then wreck a company and move on to another company. These are basically vultures. They're not interested in the long run. This is the kind of stuff that was talked about in, what's that movie with Greed is Good, with Michael Douglas and Charlie Sheen? Name's escaping me right now. There's some Wall Street, whatever. Anyway, it was a freaking amazing movie, right? Gonna have to go and watch that movie again. Anyway, if I want to really hate the world, that's one of the movies I go to watch. Anyway, that Gordon Gekko character, this is basically him. He's sitting here, taking over the world and short-term profits and whatnot, but he also, think about what he'd said not too terribly long ago. He says, you know what? I participated in the War of the Realms where I basically took part in, I was complicit in treason, not just to this country, but to the entire world, the entire planet, and nobody came after me because I'm protected. Big business, that's what I am. What happens when you start to think that you can't be hurt, that you can't be touched? You start to act like you're genuinely immortal. You start to act like you genuinely can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? Hey, here's this big virus going on. Let's go have a virus party. And then everybody contracts the virus, and you wonder, oh crap, huh? But that's youth. What's Dario Agger's excuse? He's one of the oldest beings in existence, Well, planet-wise at least. This working guy, he really thought that he couldn't be touched. And he gets touched all right. Wow. Everything that happens after this is going to be spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoilers for this comic book, this is your 3 to 5 second time limit. And that time limit is gone. If you didn't push goodbye, oh well, here's your spoilers. When Dario Agger actually gets turned, okay, when he realizes that he actually wasn't immune to Zemu, was one of the greatest moments in comic books ever. This has to go down in one of the top 10 moments. I'm not joking. One of the top 10 moments in comic book history, because holy crap. When you think about how in-depth this was, social, political, psychological, comic bookical, all right? Holy crap. This moment where he finally realizes, I thought I was invincible, so I took risks. And go figure, it's something that I did that caused my downfall. I thought that I was the king snake, and some little tiny white mamba comes along and freaking poisons me, bites me in my eye. Oh man, what's left of him is amazing. I forget what the guy's name was that was downstairs. The one guy's like, "What? I'm just gonna call him Smithers, like from The Simpsons. Smithers, is that Smithers? I didn't say you could. I thought you ate Smithers. No, he's expendable. They're all expendable. That's what you taught me." Once that started happening, I'm like, oh my God, you could see the downfall spiral, and it happens fast. Just like these short-term profits, for maximum gains, business world mentality that these guys do, highfalutin and whatnot. Holy crap! Oh, this was amazing. This was amazing. Absurd how amazing this was. But it doesn't stop there. You find out that, well, first off, the way that it actually ends is amazing. And I'm just saying, the World Breaker Hulk was there. And we realize now why he couldn't go in the first place. It had to be the childlike Hulk to make that swath. What happens next is out of this freaking world. Now, I know I said there's going to be spoilers. Clearly, I didn't give too many spoilers. I'm just going on more about the comic book that's actually talking about the end of this. But the end of this was out of this freaking world. All right? It was world breaking. Rick Jones. With Rick Jones, man. This was one of the biggest weird things for me when they brought back Rick Jones and he wasn't A-Bomb. Instead, he was this thing. I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like, what am I watching here? I still liked this version of Rick. He was pretty cool, but, he was in the background and whatever. And here you started to see very quickly that there was something going on behind the scenes. Remember, this issue is called The Thoughtful Man. When you finally realize that this isn't Rick and who it actually was this whole time, this solidifies this, in my opinion, as one of the Mount Rushmore comic books in the Immortal Hulk comic book line. Out of all of the 750 issues that have ever existed, this belongs on the Mount Rushmore of comic books. Because holy crap, or as far as Hulk comic books at the very least, because holy crap, man, this was out of this world. This was beyond anything that I expected it could possibly be. Wow. Literally, like, I'm reading, with all due respect, a stupid digital comic book. And I had to get up and just and I didn't have to gently put down, so maybe this is a good thing. I didn't have to gently put down the comic book and be careful of wrinkling it or anything like that. I literally just stood up and started walking around. I was so completely taken aback by this. I thought, how did we not see this coming? Wow, this was amazing. Damn it. This is what amazing comic books are all about. And like I said, I don't know what else you've got up on your wall, your Mount Rushmore of Hulk comic books, but this is absolutely one of them for me. 100%. This goes up there. Bang. Like that. Damn, this was amazing. Guys, this is what comic books are all about. And I don't have any idea how they're going to do what's coming next, but I can't wait to see how they're going to do what is clearly coming next. No rest for the wicked, baby. That's just not the way this works. Damn. Anyway, guys, I am out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.